down the strip. Here we go. So on the right is TI, Treasure Island. On the left, the Bellagio and the Venetian. There used to be a strip mall so many years ago on the left. We're coming up on the left to the Venetian, and on the right is the Mirage. The Mirage has the volcano that runs every night, as long as it's not too windy. Mirage also hosts the show Love, the Beatles tribute. Fantastic show. You know, especially if you like Beatles music. Who doesn't? Coming up on the right is Caesar's Palace, and you have the Caesar's Forum Shops. The Forum Shops has terrific shopping. There used to be a fountain right to our right now, and they've recently removed the fountain. The Link is on the left, newest hotel in town, I believe, or newest one in this area of the Strip. On the right we have the Caesar's Palace. Take a look at Caesar's Palace. You can see you have the Colosseum there on the right, and that's where various musical acts and other acts perform. There's the Links on the left. Now on the right we have more of Caesar's Palace, very large complex. On the left is the very large complex. On the left is the world's famous Flamenco Hotel, the Bugsy Siegel founded place. I think while they have a Donnie and Marie show there, I think there's also a museum in there of organized crime or something like that. I've never been there to see that. It's about 11 a.m., so it's a little warm out there. Not a lot of pedestrians. In the old days, you would never see a pedestrian. Today, the place is full of tourists and visitors, and the evenings, the sidewalks get pretty full. A lot of pedestrian traffic. Okay, we're crossing Flamenco Road. And on the right is the Fountains of Bellagio. I remember when that was being built. Huge lake they put in there. Wonderful show. On the left is the Paris Hotel with the Eiffel Tower, the little Eiffel Tower, the balloon. Stayed there many times. Right, so on the right is the Bellagio. Fountains aren't running right now. I think it may be early, or I think it's probably too windy today. If it's windy, they don't run the fountains. On the left is what's called Planet Hollywood. That used to be the Aladdin. And the architecture, you can still tell as the Aladdin. On the left is what they call the Miracle Mile. Big shopping plaza in there. And then, of course, the hotel, the Planet Hollywood Hotel. On the right, Aria, the whole Aria complex. There's a building there that they've just recently taken down because it was condemned. You know, brand new building, and it was leaning, and that was the design for it to be leaning, but then they had to tear it down because, I don't know, it was leaning too much, I suppose. But all high-end shopping, fabulous fountain and waterworks in there, in my opinion. Okay, coming up on the, well, we still have the old strip mall. That's what all of, on the left, what all of Las Vegas Boulevard used to look like. All these little seedy strip malls. On the right, coming up on Monte Carlo, it's not a particularly themed hotel other than its name and maybe a little bit of architecture. It's set back a little bit, but a very good hotel. We've stayed there recently. It looks like we've come to a area where there are a lot of pedestrians. There's the Roadhouse. Eaten there several times. Good meat restaurant. right in front of the Monte Carlo. And there's the entrance to the Monte Carlo on the left. Coming up on the right is the New York, New York. Stayed there many times too. New York, New York, obviously a New York-themed hotel. You got the Brooklyn Bridge, Statue of Liberty, and inside the courtyard, the eating area, is all New York-themed walkways and New York-themed hotels. On the left is the world-famous MGM. Now, MGM used to be down the strip, what is now, what the heck's the name of it? Another hotel. But MGM has some terrific places for entertainment. They have a lot of shows in there. I believe Ka, the show, the Cirque du Soleil show, Ka, runs in there. And I think David Copperfield's show is in there as well. I've seen that. I don't recall where it is, but I think it's in there. You can see a little bit ahead, and to the right is the Excalibur, and that has the cartoonish-looking castle appearance to it. And they have jousting and sword fighting and sort of medieval-themed events that go on there. Ahead of us to the left a little bit is the old Tropicana. So that's another old place, been here a very, very long time. I believe that's where there are still some of the showgirl shows, the original, feathered hat showgirl themed shows. So I think there's a few of those. I think Andrew Dice Clay, that horrible act, is currently playing there as well. Up ahead to our right, you can probably see the gold-colored building. That's Mandalay Bay. Stayed there several times as well. That's a pretty high-end hotel, and they have a wave pool in the back, a big wave pool, and you can ride the waves and kind of almost surf in the pool a little bit. It's pretty cool, pretty spectacular. Right, so we'll see Mandalay Bay. Before we get to Mandalay Bay, though, on the right, you will see. Oops, excuse me, on the right. I think it's still on the right for you. You will see the Luxor. So that is the Egyptian-themed hotel. Right, so you've got the Sphinx-looking thing, and of course the pyramid. One of the interesting things about the Luxor is that was actually built with cash. That wasn't finance. There was enough money around for the owners, investors or whatever, to build that without financing. And today, the Luxor, when it was open, it was quite the place to go. It was quite the thing. But if you go in there now, it's, I'm going to say run down. It's maybe a little bit seedy. Perfectly fine hotel, but the clientele seem to be more the bookie types, if you will, probably because it's not terribly expensive to stay there anymore. Okay, so we're almost up to the strip, end of the strip, where we have the Welcome to Las Vegas sign. And if I were to continue past that much, I will run into the desert. So this road, Las Vegas Boulevard, will continue on, I'll say another probably about 15 miles, 10, 15 miles, something like that, as a built-up area, various communities, that you'll pass, developments, if you will, and then suddenly, you see no more developments, no more people, and you're really on a desert road, which heads, I believe, toward Los Angeles, toward California. Okay, I think we have reached the end of our little journey here down the strip. On the left, you will see the famous Welcome to Fabulous Las Vegas sign.